Hello everyone, this is Srikanth Rajan from AR Pro and welcome back to Inspire with AR Pro. AR Pro is the world's largest network of professionals from the auto industry, and if you are not on AR Pro yet, immediately go down to our website, link given here, and register yourself to become a free member. Inspire is an initiative by AR Pro where we bring successful entrepreneurs from the automobile industry and showcase their growth story here. In fact, we have a great guest today, but before I tell you about the guest, let me remind you. Last Monday was the International Women's Day, and the theme for this year's Women's Day is Women in Leadership Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID 19 World. With that, I am sure you would have got the hint that we have a very powerful woman on the show today. So, on the show today with us, we have Pro Garima Mishra, who is the Managing Director of Group Landmark. I'm sure Group Landmark is not new to most of you. I'm sure all of you know this group, which is one of the largest automobile dealership group in India. Garima, welcome to Inspire with AR Pro.
Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you so much for having me here.
So Garima, tell us, how was your entry into this auto industry? Was it pre-decided or it just happened?
It's completely luck by chance, Shrikant. Uh, I moved in 1998, and that's when there was Honda had just set its foot in India in 97, and they were looking for Honda dealers in Ahmedabad. I just moved to Ahmedabad, and one of the investors was also an OE supplier to Honda. And that's how he was asked if he was interested in setting up a dealership in Ahmedabad. And the then investors and we got together at that time and we said, let's do this together. And that's how we set the first uh, Honda dealership in Ahmedabad. That was in 1998. From there, we grew with Honda in other cities of Gujarat like Rajkot, Surat, Mehsana, etc. In 2008, then for 10 years, we were doing the same thing, trips in the state of Gujarat. In 2008, Volkswagen came into India and they were looking for a dealership in Ahmedabad. That's when they approached us and we took that opportunity. We again set up shops with them in various cities of Gujarat like Ahmedabad, Rajkot, Baroda, Gandhidham, etc. In 2009, the then dealer in Ahmedabad for Mercedes-Benz was shutting down, and Mercedes approached us if we were interested in taking over. This is our first stint in luxury, and we were very confused, but we said, let's go for it. And we took over the Ahmedabad dealership. Then till 2014, we grew Mercedes also in Gujarat in various cities, Baroda, Rajkot, etc. In 2014, TPG, which is one of the largest PE investors in an American investment company and one of the largest in the world, decided to invest in Group Landmark. And from there on, the expansion journey started. From one state of Gujarat, we moved to 7 states in India. From a few outlets in Gujarat, we are today now 100 outlets in India. I don't want to sound conceited, but yes, today we are one of the largest automobile country, working out of 7 states, 5 brands. That's how it is for us.
That's really interesting. So, what were the kind of retails that you used to do those days?
I still remember the Shrikant. I mean, the first month we did some 17 cars, and from there we grew to 70 cars, and today we sell 800 cars from all our Honda dealerships. I'm very proud to say that only last month we were just adjudged as the largest Honda dealer in the country.
Congratulations. That's amazing. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much.
So, how many outlets do you have right now?
More than 100 outlets across the country.
And the team size now is?
So we totally about 3,000 people who work in the auto business.
That's amazing. So, how long did it take to achieve this big growth?
7 years. Actually, seven years. The main growth happened between 2014 to 2021 after TPG invested in the group. So earlier we were three brands, but only working out of one state, that is Gujarat.
That's wonderful. I also understand that you play a very important role in FADA. So, what is your role in FADA right now?
So I am now the Delhi state chairperson for FADA. I am the only woman state person for FADA in the country right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where do you see Group Landmark in next 5 years?
I think these are the most interesting 5 years, Shrikant, that one is looking at. I mean, I think this is the era of disruption. One really does not know how this industry is going to fan out with the EV coming in, with autonomous vehicles being talked about. Things are changing super fast. I think this is one of the most unnerving of the times, one of the most exciting times that this industry is going to be seeing. So I think we all need to just tighten up our belts and see where it takes us. Very interesting times, very challenging times, disruptive times. But if you have a vision, if you're futuristic in your outlook, you'll sail through this.
What do you think are the key strengths that has brought Group Landmark such great success?
I think the first and the foremost key is its people. Okay. I am very proud of saying that Group Landmark has one of the lowest attrition levels in this industry. We have people who've been working since the very beginning. We are today old, and we have people who have 23 years of experience with Group Landmark. That's how it goes. And the one main reason for this is the kind of ownership, the kind of empowerment, the kind of authority that we give to our people. Just to document it. I think if you talk to any dealer principal, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I give a lot of authority to my people and everything." But what is you also give financial decision-making powers to our people? What that means is that the seniors in our team, the senior people in our team also have check authorization, check writing powers that I don't think many dealerships or any dealership for that matter can really boast of. So I can say that when 70% of my people come to work, they don't come as if they're going to do their job. They go as if they're going to do their business. That is the kind of zeal and enthusiasm that they display in their everyday, day-to-day life. Landmark.
That sounds interesting. So, what are the things that actually differentiates Group Landmark from others?
I wanted to share with you, Shrikant, when you were talking about what makes us different, when I was talking to you about our people. So it was not only that our people stay, but it is the passion with which our people work. I have to tell you about this incident that we had in Gujarat a few years back. You remember the Gujarat riots? The infamous Gujarat riots that happened in 2002. So we were in the midst of it all. Our dealership got burnt down during that time. And I remember that when the security guard called me, I was ready to rush out. And my husband told me, "Are you sure what you're doing is right? I mean, it's going to be it's going to be very unsafe." And I said, "No, I don't care. It's my baby. I have to go protect it, come may what." And I just rushed. And we tried to do whatever we could to save the place. And then, in about an hour's time, almost all the employees were there at the site. And, there were people who were feeling sad, and there were some people who were crying. And I just told them that, sorry, this is not the time to shed tears. This is the time to hold yourself and still be able to pull out of this situation. It was February 2002. And as you know, that March is one of the topmost selling months for any automobile dealer. We put Shamiyanas the next day. And, Gujarat is, Ahmedabad especially, is a very hot city. So, Mid-Feb, it starts getting very hot. But we put shamianas there, and we achieved our record-breaking target that month. And even Honda was very, very impressed with the kind of performance that we pulled out. So, what I was trying to say is the zeal and the enthusiasm amongst our people is unmatchable. They will fight every challenge. That's why I said that, we don't feel the challenges. We enjoy what we are doing so much that we really don't feel the challenges. It's something that I take a lot of pride in. I think this is what sets us apart. This is our USP.
That really sounds like a confident and really proud leader. Kudos to your team. So, what do you think keeps your team motivated?
Uh, First and foremost is delegation. Okay, which means we give a lot of authority to other people. They work. When they come to office, they don't think they're coming to do a job. They think it's their own business. I mean, I'm telling you that during that Gujarat riot, Sanjay was stuck in Bombay because both Sanjay and Milan used to live in Bombay, and he couldn't even come at that time because obviously because of the curfew and everything. And it was the people there. It was it was. I mean, I think he could only reach about 20, 21 days later, and by then the people on the ground had sorted it all out, whether it was the insurance, whether it was selling of cars, whether it was getting salvage, everything. It is the ownership, it is the sheer ownership that our people feel when they come to work. And owners don't leave their business, right? So we are one company where the check signing authority is also with employees. So the senior level employees, I mean, you would see that a lot of dealerships, uh, even when they talk about delegation, authority, all of ownership, yet all the financial, I mean, it's only the dealer principal who's probably signing all the checks. Whereas in our case, that's not the case. We even give this kind of delegation to our employees at the senior level.
Did you face any challenges as a woman in the auto industry?
To be very honest, no, not really. Shrikant, I'll be very honest to you. I think uh, the challenges that a woman faces are somewhere stem from within. Okay, so whether it is auto or it is any other industry for that matter, I think it is all about performance standards. Okay, and as long as you don't think that you're any different or any less than anybody, nobody else will treat you like that. I always say that a success of a woman depends on her upbringing, on the family that she's coming up from. So, yes, I do say that we don't have so many women in the auto industry, but somewhere isn't our basic social thread responsible? How many parents hand or gift a car to their little daughter vis-a-vis a son? So when you have a son, the toys that are bought for him are cars and aeroplanes and all those kind of things. And when you have a daughter, you get her dolls and kitchen sets. If we were to remove that differentiation, trust me that in 20 years you will see more women than you can imagine in this industry. Do you know that only 28% of women choose BE or BTech in as their career options? So even if they take up engineering, it will mostly be computers. Yeah, very few women will take mechanical or automobile or those kind of civil as their engineering options. So the problem lies there. Women, probably because they don't think that a car is a woman's field. Whereas ask a vehicle, does it ever differentiate who's sitting behind the wheel? Does a car say that only a man can drive me or a woman can drive me? No, it's all in our mind. Okay, so if women were to take up those kind of technical roles, if if they are encouraged to take those kind of roles, I'm sure we'll have more women coming and doing. We don't lift cars there, we have car lifts, okay, which do this, the tedious job. We could do this as well as the men do. It's just about a mindset that needs to go. So why can a woman not be an automobile engineer if she can be a computer engineer? Why can a woman not repair a car when she can repair a man being a doctor? Why not? What's stopping her? Except for herself, her own self, where she thinks that she can't do this. Trust me, every woman can do anything that she wants to if she wants to. And personally speaking, I believe that when we rise, we lift. So I've taken it personally that I will try to promote as many women in this line as I can. We all know that gender diversity in this field will only bring in more hygiene, more discipline, more unanimity. The only thing that I knew, yeah, Shrikant, the only thing that I knew when I joined the auto industry was how to drive a car. Period. That's all that I knew. But then I never limited myself. I never thought that. I said, "What the heck? I learn." And I was very lucky that my first instance was with Honda. Honda has some fantastic training programs, and once we went for those training programs, I think I learned a lot on the product part of it, and I never really faced any challenge when it came to in fact it was really it used to be great fun. It is now also great fun when I go for these business conferences and the speaker will address respected gentlemen and garima, because I'm probably the only person who's sitting in the only woman in that whole conference of 100 people. It's great fun. I love the importance, and I really don't feel differentiated. I just feel very special. That's all I'd say here. So my message to all the women out there is that nothing can stop you from doing and achieving what you so desire, as long as you yourself desire it, as long as you are passionate about it. All you need to spread your wings and you can fly the height that you want to.
I'm sure that inspires confidence into women out there looking to join the auto industry. It would be great to also know about your career before you joined Group Landmark.
As I mentioned to you, I just moved to Gujarat in 1998, and when Honda started looking for its dealers, and I saw that ad, and I approached uh, uh, the investors at that point of time, Sanjay and Milan. I said, let's would want to do this with you, and that's how it all started for me. Before joining the auto industry, I was a part of the travel industry, and I have done that for some time. I started working at a very young age, at about 17. I used to find college life very, very mundane, and I used to feel it's such a waste of time. And that's when I told my dad, and my dad said, "Okay, fine, you come, you join office." But my dad was a strict disciplinarian, and he's told me that the journey to the cabin is not going to be easy. You will have to earn it, just like you earn your Bonville, you earn your journey to the cabin. And I started working as a receptionist in his office. I started to learn how to use it then EPBX and transfer calls, and from there I learned how to take calls, handle customer inquiries on ticketing, making tickets. And then I was allowed to really sit in the cabin and started expanding into Bombay and other cities of India. And then I got married. Uh, After that, we moved to Ahmedabad. And once I moved to Ahmedabad, then I thought I saw this opportunity and wanted to do this.
That's interesting to know. So, how was your family support throughout this journey?
Uh, Family is an inherent part uh, of any success, whether it's a man or a woman. Trust me, even whether it's a man, he needs a supportive family. Whether it's a woman, she needs a supportive family. I got into, I think it was all of 24 when we started Landmark. And at that point of time, I had one daughter, and then I had my second daughter. So with two very, very young kids, I remember, I used to when we were doing the Rajkot opening, I took them along with me. Um, my mom was a special support. So every time I needed help, she was always available to me. My husband supported. We were so family support is inherent. Yeah, you can't do this. You can't grow if your family will not support you. But let me tell you this: family support. All you need to do is ask. Can't think of families who will not support. When they will see that you're passionate about your work, when they will see that you're really doing something really well, they will support you. Support will come to you. You only have to extend your hand and ask for that support.
How do you ensure to keep a balance between your professional life and your personal life?
I think all mothers at one point of time feel that they could always spend more time with the children. But the way I handle that, obviously, I mean, with a lot of work, I was not as many hours with the children as probably a stay-at-home mom would do. But then the way I compensated was that I was very conscious of this fact, and I made quality the paradigm. So it wasn't about the number of hours I was spending with them, but whatever time I was spending with them, I ensured it was purely with them, for them. It was good quality time. We played together, we laughed together, we walked together. And today I'm very proud that both my girls are very well settled. My elder one is an architect today. She's a practicing architect. My younger one is studying law, and she was she was just number 4 in Femina Miss India contest. So I'm very happy in the way the girls have turned out. And I'm happy that my decision of ensuring that I give them quality time instead of quantity time has worked well for me.
Wow, that sounds amazing. How do you manage all these multiple roles that you play in your daily life?
Again, Shrikant, it's all here. Okay. I have a hectic routine. Anybody would see how my day begins and how my day ends. It is a hectic routine. But then I enjoy that. Like I get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I I take care of my health. I have the largest social circle that you can think of. I have loads and loads of friends. My children are very attached to me. Today, I can say that I am number one on their dining list. Most kids in their teens and early 20s would have their friends as number one on their dialing list. I'm proud of this fact that today, if there is anything wrong, if there is a problem that my child will face, the first person that they will call is me. If there is a victory, if there is something good that happens in their life, the first person that they will call is me. So I've been able to do this because I've always told myself that I have to do this. As simple as that. It's about convincing your own self that you can do it and you can do it all. Trust you me, you can do it all. I really don't feel that I'm missed out on any aspect of life, whether it is health, whether it is having fun with friends, whether it's a mother's role, a wife's role. I don't think I've missed out on anything, really.
That was great experience sharing, Garima. In fact, before we end the show, one more last question. What is your message to women out there aspiring to work in the auto industry?
To all the women out there, cars and automobiles are a beautiful piece. Come experience them. You will enjoy them. It's a beautiful industry to be in. It gives great pleasure to be in this so-called male bastion. It's great fun. Selling cars, driving cars, repairing cars, playing around with cars. It's trust me, the men in this industry are very supportive. They respect women. You have to only know, you only have to be sure about yourself. If you are, there is no dearth of any opportunity in this industry. This industry is right now thirsty for women out there who want to make a name and want to get established in this field.
Thank you, Garima. In fact, I'm sure this would be an inspirational video to all the women out there who are looking to work in the auto industry. So, let me tell you this message as well, team. Do share this video with all your friends and colleagues, and especially those wonderful women out there who would like to work in the auto industry. So with that, let me thank Garima to be on the show. Garima, it was great having you here, and I'm sure this story of yours would be an inspiration to a lot many women out there.
Thank you, Shrikant. The pleasure was all mine. I really hope. I would think that this interview has gone successful if at least 10 women join this industry after seeing this interview. Thank you.
So team, that was really motivational story of Garima Mishra from Group Landmark. So team, I'm sure this great story from Garima Mishra from Group Landmark has been inspirational to many of us, especially the women out there. So with that, let me also take this opportunity to invite more women out there, and let me tell them we've got a great opportunity awaiting for you at the automobile dealerships as well as the automobile industry, which would give you amazing future in this industry. So looking forward to have you here. With that, this is Shrikant Rajan signing off until we catch up on the next video. Goodbye.